Well, I think we showed them a little bit too much respect in the first half. Their bench probably cost more than our entire squad. But we've got to, we're at home. We've got to make sure that we play our way at home. And I think, we allowed them possession in the first half. And they never really hurt us. They only really passed it in their own half. But I think when we won the ball, up until the final 10 minutes, we were trying to counter-attack too quickly. Every time we won it, rather than possess the ball at times and rest with the ball at times. And I think when we spoke about that half time, just about, it's not always on to counter. Sometimes you've got to secure possession when you win it. And then, the players, the intensity they showed and the passion they showed, it's, that they deserve something from the game. I think in the second half we had the better chances, for sure, and I think, we could have been playing against 10 men, from the way I saw it, from the challenge on Carl Hayworth in the first half. Carl looked through, and, so all in all, we want to win our home games, but when you go down with a minute to go, you've got to be pleased.
Talk about the emotional roller coaster out there. You come out strong, you tie the game, you give up a goal late, and then, as you said, a minute into extra time, you tie the game again, which, a couple of late goals. What was that like for you on the sideline?
It's huge, but that showed we worked really, really hard, on our fitness levels, and we plan training so that we are strong. So we are strong in the final stages of games, and I think it takes time for that to start showing. But I think in the last couple of games we've scored late goals, and that shows you kind of the training regime that we've implemented is starting to bear fruits, and the strength that we're showing at the end of games now compared to at the beginning of the season is night and day, and that's going to be even bigger come the end of the season.
As a coach, you've got to be the one that's on an even keel, and you've got to be the one that keeps his bearings in the sidelines. But it looked like you got pretty excited in that second goal.
Sometimes I try to be calm, but it's I'm a passionate guy. I want my team to play with passion, and I think if they see me being a little bit passionate on the sideline from time to time, they can accept it. And if it's okay for me, then it's okay for them. But I think it was more some of the decisions. I thought it was a foul for them when we scored our first goal. It looked like a foul to me, and then some of the decisions, as a coach, you're like, it makes you gets you excited, should I say, and I got excited from time to time.
What was the plan with Marcel de Jong today? He was injured a little bit, and he practiced a little bit by the end of the week. What was the plan today? Was it a plan that he was coming in that second half? Or?
No, it was, Edan's a really good player, but I just felt, we had Marcel on the bench and just wanted to thought Carl Hayworth, when we switched him to the striker position, was excellent in the first half. We caused them problems, and as I said, I thought he was brought down when he went 1v1. We wanted to keep him central. So we looked at it half-time and we thought, Marcel can give us something on that left-hand side, nice balance with him and Paulo Jr. On either side. And so we decided to make the change, and lucky for us, Marcel came up with the goods.
For you, what was the most important thing that you wanted to change at halftime?
On the offensive side, it was really just knowing when to counter, and knowing when to secure possession. That was the main thing for me, because I think when we possessed at the end of the half and we were calmer in possession, we picked them off. And the other thing, on the defensive side, we wanted to release Lance Roseboom a little bit to help Steele and Bailey in midfield get pressure on the ball, because I felt in the first half their midfielders were able to drop off without pressure and get on the ball, and we had three players really against Ramirez. So it was important that we just kept 2 for 1 with Alves and Timbo against Ramirez, and then released Timbo to help the midfielders, and that's what we tried to do.
Lance had a pretty solid game.
He's a good player. Yeah, he's a top player. It's what Liza said. He was the first person I tried to sign when I came here, and I had to play him out of position. at the beginning of the season, but with the character he's got and the work rate and the desire, you just want to get him on the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think you saw in the last 2 games when he plays in his natural position the qualities that he's got, and I think him having the, you know, his top level education, being able to speak to Julian de Guzman, and Julian's really helped him in the last couple of weeks on his positional sense in that position. Julian was a world class 6, and you know, and if Lance can learn as much from him on the defensive side as possible, then it can only stand Lance in good stead.
The way the goals were scored today, deflection and
Yeah.
then a
Yeah.
mishandled ball
Yeah.
by the goaltender, do you feel like you're stealing points away this weekend?
Not really, no,
No?
because Steele had an open goal that he
Yes.
missed. Paolo Jr. had a 1v1 that he missed. You know, not at all. You know,
Okay.
all goals count for one.
All
If
evens
Dennis
out?
Ginn puts it in the top corner, you know, but if you look at our stats up until the last few games, we were one of the leaders in shots. The problem that we've had is that we haven't taken our chances.
Okay.
Um,
So it all evens out? in the
Well,
end?
yeah, I think maybe we're starting to take our chances now, and we're starting to get into the swing of things in this season.
All right.
Now, Edmonton's up next.
Yeah,
And that's you don't get a lot of rest, and you're out to Edmonton. I think you played on Wednesday.
yeah.
What are you looking forward to? Getting another shot at them?
Oh, for sure, yeah. We were. That was the most disappointing performance of the season. Really, I thought we were very flat against Edmonton, so we can't wait to put that record straight.
You feel you're a much better team than you showed.
Much
that
better,
day.
yeah. And then the players, you know, if we're much fitter, we're much better, we're much more comfortable in the way that we're playing. So we're really looking forward to that.
And you go in with some momentum.
For sure, yeah, for sure. And look, Minnesota are a good team, but for me, like, even when they scored the second goal, I felt it was against the run of play. I thought after we scored, we really had the momentum, and it was almost like a sucker punch when they scored. But then, you know, we found a way to get that equaliser. So the spirit in the dressing room's high. It's a very, you know, the passion in the performances are good, and yeah, as I said, we want that local derby.
Will you put out a top squad against Edmonton?
For sure. I mean, the Amway, we want Vancouver here.
Yeah.
You know, so we've never had an MLS team play at TD Place, so we want to make that happen.
You talked about changing your game plan on the road a little bit to adapt better, but when you're going to Edmonton, an away goal can mean a lot in a 2-legged tie. So how are you planning on playing your game when you go out to Edmonton?
I think if you look at us at the moment, we're pretty complete. I know they scored a goal from a set piece, from a second phase, you know, and then you know, it was just a cross into the box. I don't think Paiza had too many saves, and I can't remember. I think they didn't have too many chances. You know, I don't think Miami had a chance. Paiza never had one save in the game against Miami. So I mean, we can go with the same mentality. We can go with the same mentality we've been playing in these last 2 games and keep it consistent. And I think we'll be fine.
When are you leaving to Edmonton?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And hopefully we should have, de Guzman should be available. Dennis Chin was on the bench today but wasn't available.
You got a...
Yeah, felt something in training yesterday,
Okay.
so you know, obviously he would have been nice to bring on today, but wasn't available. Cal Porter should be available for that game as well, and so I think we're almost at, you know, without Bruner and Kyle Venter, we should be at full strength for that game.
And I guess the good thing is Edmonton's far enough. You don't have to take a bus either. You don't have
And
the
I
12
think,
hour.
well, last time we had to fly via Toronto because of the time. Pardon me, the time we were flying. This time we've got direct flights, so that should shake it from a 12-hour journey to a 4.5-hour journey.
Just one last thing on Marcel. He came on at halftime, scored the goal. Is there any plans to sign him beyond the spring season?
I don't think we can afford him, to be honest. You know, I mean, he's an international level player in the prime of his career. The only reason we got him was because he wanted to sign a short-term contract, so he was available for the international transfer window when it opens. So we'd love to keep him, but I think it's going to be very difficult.